Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon or good evening, depending where you are. I'm Tracy of TMB Arts, and today we are just going to have a play around with getting some ideas for a birthday card. It's my very best friend's birthday, and I'm wanting to make her a little card. So I'm just trying to get some ideas for some floral arrangements. I have no reference to go from today. This is all coming from my mind, so we will see how that pans out. I'm thinking I just want a simple wreath or something like that, with some pretty flowers on it to say, you know, happy birthday. So I have got some different brushes here. We have a Da Vinci Round 8. I have a long liner brush, and I have this little brush. It's a 6 round. Don't know whose brand it is, but it's quite good for doing little leaf shapes. So I'm going to try with those 3 and see how we go. And I'm going to start out with just doing some leaves, I think, to begin with, or I might actually start with some little flowers and see how we go. I prefer not to get too detailed on doing these little wreaths. I think they look lovely if they're done with lots of leaves and just dashes of colour. So yeah, we will start on the leaves, I think. So just wetting my brush and grabbing some sap green that's really pretty, and it's not watery, and this is just a test. This is just art journal type very light paper, so it's just a test to get some ideas for some shapes. So I don't know if we have it, you know, in a general shape. Let's see how we go. So we'll just start. Always test and make sure, you know, you're happy with what's going on with your shapes. And we can change the colour if we feel like it. Go in between. Cute. Okay, so to begin with, I think to give myself a guide, I am going to come around here with the stem. That'll just give me a guide a bit better as to where I'm going and what I'm doing. And as always, remember, this is your creation. It's nobody else's creation. Doesn't have to look like mine, doesn't have to look like anybody's. It's yours. And that is the beauty of art. So just going around. I'm going to flip this one up this way. And here as well, because why not? Don't know, can't think of a reason. And just allow yourself to get your basic shape sorted. I think making birthday cards and things are so much fun. The final birthday card will actually be a lot smaller than this, so that will be interesting. It'll be a challenge. I won't do that on camera because that's for her, but I thought we could have a look at the practice on the camera anyway and get some ideas. And I think when people get cards that are made, you know, by you, they're so special, and people just love them. Okay. And just remember, it's all you. You may want to do this in quite a different colour. You can stagger them this way. You can have them together that way. get a darker green and come back in and give them a little bit of different shade. That's the great thing about doing these little simple floral, you know, practices like this, is you really can't make a mistake, and you can just have fun with the colours, the styles, you know, what you want out of it. I think sometimes we lose a wee bit of sight of that when we're you know, we're so busy trying to copy other people's styles, and sometimes we lose ourselves on the way a little bit. Now see, that's a bigger brush, and you can do little ones with it, bigger ones with it. And I just know that whatever I end up putting on my card, she'll really love it, because I've taken the time to sit down and do it for her. I mean, I hope it's good enough for her to think, gosh, that's really pretty. But either way, you're making the effort to do something for somebody you love or care for, and it means the world to people that you make that effort. And you don't have to have cards. I have this little pack of cards that I got from the store, cards and envelopes. So this is going to be the size that I'm doing, the half of this. So it's going to be very much smaller than this. But we will get an idea on here. That terrible noise, if you can hear it in the background, is the tractor feeding out cows outside. It sounds awful. Needs a bit of oil on it by the sound of it. Now with the smaller brush, I'm going to go in, and I think I am going to get a little bit of burnt sienna. So you can see the difference there. It's the greens, and this is the burnt sienna. Fairly watery. And just here and there, dropping a little bit in, just giving it a bit of colour. It just adds a little bit of interest. And I mean, you can do that with you know, yellows, blues, whatever you fancy, because little leaves and petals and things are never all the same. And again, it's funny how you can whip something up on paper and it looks all good, but if you just take the time to do a little bit more, it can look fantastic. I think when we're beginning in watercolour, well, it was this way for me anyway, I was always in such a rush to get to the end product, you know. I was I think coming from painting acrylics gave me less patience, because with acrylics you have to work fast because the paint dries so quickly on the palette and on the canvas, and so speed is required with acrylic painting. Of course, until you want a layer to dry, and then they seem to take forever, which is isn't that just the way? It's always the way, isn't it? It's either too hot, too cold, not dry enough, too dry. Never happy. So, a little bit more colour, a little bit of fun. Doesn't have to look like any plant in particular. just has to resemble one, and I think that's pretty cute. Now, I have a little brush here, and it's a makeup brush, actually. I have a few. Oh, I have a lot, actually, makeup brushes. And I use them both with acrylics and watercolours. They're very effective. But I have found that this little one, it's like a filbert. It's got the round edge there. It's quite firm. But I have found that this is quite cute for doing little flowers. Not like photographic type flowers, for sure. But cute little flowers, nonetheless. So I'm going to get some quite thick paint on here now. It's not watery. And we're just going to see how this goes. We'll start here. In the shape of it, you see, you get these cute little flower shapes that come. And I mean, they almost look like a little rose. So we'll balance it on this side. You know, and I could work for ages trying to get that with a round brush, and it just wouldn't happen, for me anyway. Some of you might be more clever, I don't know, but not me. So I've just got a little bit darker colour. And the trick is just leaving a little bit of white space like you do with, you know, any brush. Go down here and try. Just spinning it round to come the other way, and you end up with these, you know, very adequate, cute little flowers. And I'm into anything that's easy. I don't like stress. I don't like having to, you know, sit there and labour over it, worrying. Anything quick and easy. Again, I think that comes from painting with acrylics. No patience. But in my view, it's all good. So we're getting the idea. Very cute. I think we will carry on and do maybe another little one down here. See, just cute. Always just turning the brush. But you get these little petal things. And I mean, you could come back in then with another colour to go over that, darker, lighter, whatever, if you were trying to make it look a bit more botanical. But for this situation, I mean, it's adequate for me. I think it's fine. So the next thing I would like to add would be maybe some little yellow flowers. How about we take the same brush and we get a nice bright cadmium yellow. This will be interesting because I haven't done this one before. And let's try these flowers a different way, shall we? Just for the fun of it. Let's see if we can do this. Look at that. It's just using the side. It's cute. Again, it doesn't have to be a complete masterpiece. They don't have to go all the way around. And Bob Ross coined the term happy little accidents, you know, and sometimes you try these things out and it's like, wow, I'm going to use that again. And that's always good. Just always remember to turn your brush. It almost feels like cheating. These are so easy to do. But that's good, isn't it? I mean, that's what we want. We want nice and simple. There. Gosh, pretty. I would be thrilled to get this myself. You know, if somebody went to the trouble of doing this for me, I'd be very happy. It's a little unbalanced in this corner down here. We might try and just fix that a little bit. Go back to our liner brush and get some green. And we might just get that off there. We might just come this way a little bit. Just fills that side in, doesn't it? Keeps it a little bit more balanced. And that's the trick with any painting. It doesn't matter what medium you're using. It's just keeping your work balanced so it doesn't look out of proportion. Gosh, these brushes hold so much water, they get a bit saturated. Have to be a bit more careful. Okay, so then we can go back in. Excuse me. Get some of that nice dark red, thick. Then we're going to come down and bring it right over the top of this. Turn it around. And we have another little rose. How sweet is that? And that has balanced the whole thing up. Now we can stencil happy birthday in the middle of that. We can carry on. I mean, there's all sorts of things that you can do to add to this, that's for sure. What other colour would be really nice in here? Maybe a nice violet. Maybe. Just get some nice violet on my brush. It's so warm here in New Zealand at the moment that the paints, you activate them and they dry so quickly. Now let's just and remember, they don't have to be anything in particular. You know, you can just have fun. Just have fun. These Kuretake paints are quite good because they're very, well, a lot of them are quite opaque, so you can go in and add. They're almost a cross between a watercolour and a gouache, which is interesting. The other way you could do this colour is just you know, so many different ways. I'm not loving that brush this morning, so I'll try the other one. It's better. And with very little effort, and you know, anybody can do this. You've got a lovely little wreath that you can then, let me get my stamp out. I wasn't going to do this, but we will, just to show you how it comes out. birthday stamp here. Okay, so we put that on there. It sticks. Very, very carefully. I mean, you could print this, paint it, you know, whatever you like. So it's entirely up to you. But for me, sometimes I just find a little stamp is perfect. It's easy. And you can get lots of different designs in these stamps. There's just literally thousands and thousands of them, butterflies and all sorts of things. And it's just another thing to add if you're making Christmas cards, birthday cards, whatever you want. To have a little set of stamps is quite handy sometimes. And once you've outlaid for them, I mean, they're not dirt cheap, but they're not over the top expensive. And once you've got them, you've got them. If you look after them, they're going to last forever. You know, you just have to get a new ink pad every couple of years, I suppose. They seem to go on forever as well. So that is going to be the layout. It's going to be a lot smaller on the card, but that gives you an idea for something that you might want to put together for a friend or a loved one. And in your journal, just have fun. These little journals, they cost next to nothing. It's not good quality paper, see, it's not very thick. I wouldn't go washing on it, but to pick up a little ring binder like this and just play with making flowers and shapes and leaves and practicing. It doesn't matter if you mess it up. It hasn't cost you a lot of money to do it. And it's great for your confidence, and it gives you somewhere to try out all these different brushes. You know, there are just so many different makeup brushes that you can get. I've literally got too many. You know, and they've got the most gorgeous ends, and they make beautiful different shapes. These are beautiful for acrylic painting, these big ones. You could do the most amazing tree fronds with them. And I guess I have adapted a bit of my acrylic painting methods to my watercolor, using brushes to make shapes like that instead of painstakingly going at it and trying to make the shapes myself. But anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope you liked it. If this content is something that you enjoy, let me know. Maybe you can subscribe and hit the little bell. I'm very new to this, so yeah, please let me know that if you enjoyed this and I can do more. I don't intend for anyone to be the same, any clip to be the same. I think we're going to have clips like this. We're going to have clips where we do whole paintings. We're going to have clips where we try out different brushes. It'll just be a mix of different things. Who knows, one day I might even get my acrylics out and we might go there as well. So if you're interested, if this is something that you know, you would like to sit down and see now and then, you just let me know. And I haven't got anything to link in the comments below. I don't know how to do that yet, but I'm learning, and I'm sure you can help me. So yeah, have a wonderful day or night wherever you are. Take care in these very turmoil times. Be safe, and I will see you next time. Happy painting.